She was the K-pop star known as the visual member of girl group Hara. After living in the spotlight for about a decade, Goo Hara was found dead in her home in November 2019. She was just 28 years old. But the tragedy was far from over. Hara's biological mother, who had walked out on her children 20 years ago, showed up at the funeral asking for her share of Hara's assets. Under Korean law, when someone dies with no written will or without a spouse or children, their parents are entitled to the child's inheritance solely based on biological ties. And it doesn't matter if the parent ever played a role in raising the child. Hara's brother has since pushed to change this law with the introduction of the so-called Goo Hara Act, which will disinherit parents who neglect their children.
어린 시절 친모에게 버림받고 평생을 외로움과 그리움으로 고통받았던 하라와 제 가족 같은 비극이 우리 사회에서 다시 발생하지 않도록 하기 위해서였습니다.
According to the Goo Hara Act, when someone has seriously failed to carry out their parental duties, such as abandoning the child, demonstrating laziness, or committing crimes like mistreating or abusing their child, the person will lose their right to inherit their child's assets. But this is only possible when a request is made by the person with the inheritance before death or their legal heirs. Though the bill for Goo Hara Act was passed by the cabinet 2 years ago, it still remains pending to this day. Then on June 14th, another family held a press conference at the National Assembly, urging lawmakers to pass the Goo Hara Act as soon as possible.
제가 이 자리에 나온 것은 2살 때 버리고 자식이 실종되니 보상금 챙기러 온 54년 만에 나타난 생명의 비인간적인 행태를 고발하고 양육을 의무를 다하지 않는 부모의 재산 상속 금지하는 구하라법을 통과를 촉구하기 위해서입니다. 이제는 국민 여러분도 도와주셔야 됩니다. 이 법은 정말 바뀌어야 됩니다.
2 years ago, a fisherman named Kim Jong-un went missing in waters near Jeju Island off the southern coast. His body was never found, and his bereaved family was set to collect some $235,000 in compensation. And all of a sudden, Kim's biological mother showed up more than 5 decades after she had left her family for another man. Although she was never in her son's life, the elderly mother says she is rightfully entitled to her son's inheritance. And with the bill for Goo Hara Act still pending, the current law is still on the mother's side. Experts say the main reason Goo Hara Act still hasn't passed is because it's hard to define the degree of negligence that would translate into someone not fulfilling their duty as a parent. Although no progress has been made over the past 3 years, Hara's family, along with many others, are still fighting to change the outdated family laws so that their loved ones can rest in peace. Thanks for watching. I'm your host, Debbie Won. Please make sure to subscribe to Korea Now for more updates.